Salute to the family. Salute to the chat. We are in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. While you guys coming on in, make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can be notified whenever we go live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Let's get it. Let's go. Salute to the chat. Salute to the family. We are in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. We are here, and it's time to cook up. Salute to you guys. While you guys coming on in, make sure you guys smash that like button. Let's get the likes up, family. Let's get the likes up. You know why I'm here. Let's go. Salute to the family. Salute to the chat. We are in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You guys know why I'm here. But before we get started, I got to shout out to the family, right? Shout out to Egypt in the building. Shout out to Buttercup, God Truth in the building. Lala, the lovely Monica in the building. Be Loved in the building, right? Lysandra in the building. Sandra in the building. My guy Charlie X in the building. The Truth is in the building. Patrice in the building. 11 in the building. Yankee in the building. What's poppin', ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Salute to Ray Ray from PA in the building. Salute to the lovely Protect Your Peace in the building. The family is in the building. When the family show up, you already know what time it is. When the family show up, you already know what time it is. Salute to Veronica in the building. I see you guys. I see y'all live in effect. Thank you guys for being with me on this evening. While you guys coming on in, make sure you guys smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. And don't forget, family, to hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever we go live. Shout out to Ray Johnson in the building. Shout out to Yanni in the building. It's so good to see you guys is coming on in, tapping in. I see y'all. Shout out to Christina. Much love, Christina. I see the family in the building. Guys, we got to have a conversation. We got to have a conversation this evening, right? Because I got a lot of shit that I need to get off my chest and I'm very upset about. I'm not even going to lie, right? I'm not even going to lie because the hypocrites out here that had a lot to say about our dear brother Karmelo Anthony, free him by the way, everybody been quiet. After the trial, we seen 15,000 videos on these major platforms disrespecting Karmelo and calling us out. 50,000 videos. Now that the truth has been exposed about the Metcalf's family and their true intentions and the history of those boys, everybody went into hiding, but you can't hide. You can't hide from me. You cannot hide from me. I'm coming for every last single one of y'all that lied on my brother Karmelo Anthony. You is not about to get away with what the fuck y'all did on those major networks. It's not about to happen. But salute to the family. Salute to the chat. Salute to my channel members. I appreciate you guys. Family, we got work to do on this evening. Thank you so much for joining me. I am so happy to see you guys tuning in on this evening. We have to have a serious discussion on this evening, family. We have work to do. And you already know what time it is. It's belt to ass time. It's belt to ass time. Because all of these lies, all these false narratives that's going around about Nolan Wells and Karmelo Anthony, it stops now. Oh, y'all just jumped from Karmelo and went straight to Nolan Wells. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. If you're a part of the family, we got your back. And we standing 10 toes down about ours. And I know that upset you guys. But I want you to be comfortable right there. That emotion that you guys feeling about Karmelo Anthony supporters, which is us, the family. Nolan Wells supporters, which is us, the family. I want you to get real comfortable in your anger. Because me and the family didn't come to play. We didn't come to play on this evening. Salute to the lovely Protect Your Peace already coming in strong with the $5 super chat. Free Karmelo. Absolutely free Karmelo. Absolutely free our dear brother Karmelo. We will get justice. We will get justice, and we don't give a damn what you think about it. So before we get started again, family, while you guys coming on in, let's smash that like button, family. Let's make the haters mad on this evening. Let's push this content out there in the algorithm, family, because they got to see us. They got to see us. Everybody is running. Everybody is hiding. Everybody's ducking us right now. Ever since that affidavit dropped, everybody is hiding. But I got my fishing rod out. I'm catching every last single one of you that said something about Karmelo Anthony. And y'all think y'all finna move on to the next subject. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But salute to the family. Salute to the team. We are heavy in the building right now. Smash that like button before we get started, family. So, the first thing we're going to discuss in this live stream on this evening, family, Karmelo Anthony's attorney, Russell, right, the lead attorney in this case, finally spoke out for the first time. His attorneys have not spoken to the public until today. He gave us an update of what's going on with Judge Roach, what's going on with the appeal, what's going on with the retrial. And, you know, we got a lot of people praying on Karmelo Anthony's downfall, like Megyn Kelly, talking about some good luck. Right? People are praying that Karmelo Anthony don't get a retrial. The attorneys filed for an appeal. They filed for a motion to retrial. They also filed to get Judge Roach accused from this case, and he denied it. I don't know why he want to hang his hat and stick around, but Judge Roach, don't worry, sir. We will get you off this case. And I know why you want to stick around, but we're going to talk about that. Salute to Protect Your Peace coming back in with a $5 super chat. Justice will prevail. Absolutely it will. Thank you so much, Protect Your Peace. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Thank you. But let's get into the attorney Russell that spoke out to the public regarding Karmelo Anthony. Let's get into it, family.
For the first time, we are getting a detailed account of what Karmelo Anthony's former trial attorney says happened the day Anthony was expected to testify, but never did. A newly filed affidavit describes an agreement with prosecutors that allegedly unraveled just before Anthony was expected to take the stand, forcing what the attorney says was a critical last-minute decision. Meredith Yeomans was at the courthouse that day. She joins us now. Meredith, did anyone know what was happening during that really long delay we saw?
Well, we knew something unusual was happening.
Salute to Egypt coming in with the $5 super chat. Salute, love. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. Salute to you for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Because what was supposed to be a 1-hour lunch break ended up taking much longer. But because cameras were not allowed inside and all this happened behind closed doors, we were left waiting in the hallway just like everybody else. This affidavit gives us the defense's version of what unfolded during that delay. All this as we hear from Anthony's new lead attorney for the first time since his appeal was filed. At St. Luke Community United Methodist Church in Dallas Wednesday.
People on your jury.
The conversation was about jury selection, but one of the panelists is now leading one of Texas's most high-profile appeals.
Again, a substantial number of constitutional issues that appeared from the outside. And so I think the best way to raise or do something about that was to say something about it.
It's the first time attorney Russell Wilson has spoken publicly about the Karmelo Anthony case since filing Anthony's appeal. One of its central claims, what the defense says happened behind closed doors, just before Anthony ultimately decided not to testify.
I thought it was a very serious description of the events, and we needed to be able to have it fully aired out and addressed.
In a sworn affidavit included in Wilson's motion for a new trial, former attorney Mike Howard says both sides had been operating under an agreement about what evidence could and could not be introduced at trial. He says prosecutor Bill Werski called it a gentleman's agreement to keep character, reputation, and extraneous offense evidence out unless someone, quote, opened the door. But Howard says that understanding fell apart and that the discussion devolved into a shouting match just before Anthony Anthony was expected to testify.
It's
Wow.
not necessarily uncommon to have some type of informal agreement. The scope and breadth of this one is still in dispute.
Howard says prosecutors took the position that if Anthony testified, they could introduce evidence the defense believed was off limits. Howard says the judge gave the defense 10 minutes to advise Anthony before deciding whether to testify. And Howard writes this 180-degree change in the defense strategy was the direct consequence of the breach of agreement.
We're arguing that the dispute regarding the agreement did impact the outcome of the trial.
Absolutely
Wilson says
did.
that's why his team included Howard's detailed account as part of the appeal.
And at the end of the day, it'll be a judge that has to make these decisions, but we feel confident in the positions that we're taking.
In a statement, prosecutor Bill Werski has said,
Salute to Virgo coming in with the $2 super chat. Salute to Virgo again coming in with the $5 cash app. Didn't say nothing, just showing love. Thank you so much, Virgo. I appreciate you. You are the real MVP. Thank you. Thank you so much for that.
in part, the defendant's new lawyers have filed a motion containing several inaccurate characterizations of the trial proceedings. I and the entire prosecution team conducted this trial ethically and in full compliance with the court's rulings and any agreements with defense counsel. We look forward to addressing these claims thoroughly in our written response that's yet to come.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit, bro.
Why they lying like that, right? Why are they lying? But shout out to Attorney Russell for giving us an update of what's going on with this trial. Right now, the case is in a independent judge hands right now. It's up to this judge to make the decision whether we get a retrial or to excuse Judge Roach from this trial, because Judge Roach do not want to excuse himself. He want to linger around. He want to stay on this trial for I don't know what reason. Why? Because you retiring at the end of the year. It's your ego is the reason why you don't want to excuse yourself. Because these people had a gentleman agreement, and everybody was asking the question, why didn't Karmelo Anthony take the stand? Because they made a gentleman agreement outside of the court for Karmelo not to testify and to keep evidence out of the trial that talked about Karmelo Anthony's character and the Metcalf's character. That's what's the gentleman agreement. And our dear brother Russell right here said that he felt like he got a compelling argument and he feel confidence about this. So family, we are going to keep Karmelo Anthony in our prayers. Right now, we are just playing the waiting game. The case and the motion is in front of an independent judge. And the only thing we can do is just hope for the best, because I know that judge seen what they did down there in Collin County. He's seen the affidavit that's been released. He's seen the history and the background of Austin and Hunter Metcalf being arrested for racist graffiti. That played a major part in how we got into this shit anyway. It's victims that was willing to testify in court against Austin Metcalf. But Karmelo's defense team and the district attorney and the prosecutor agreed to not allow that into court. That's what the gentleman agreement was all about. Ladies and gentlemen, two racist pieces of shit. The defense team thought it was necessary to not allow those testimonies and evidence inside of the trial. And this is the reason why we are where we are right now, family. Because of that dumbass Mike Howard. But shout out to Attorney Russell for giving us that update. I thank you for that, brother. The only thing we can do is keep our prayers for Karmelo Anthony and let him know we haven't left his side. We haven't, brother. We still stomping hard for you. Any type of updates that I see and I find out, I will bring it to the family and we will discuss it, because we cannot allow this to happen. We cannot. But salute to the family, salute to the chat. Thank you guys for joining me on this evening. I appreciate you guys. Salute to my channel members. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to the people that's contributing to the platform. Thank you guys so much. Let's get the likes up, family. We got over 262 viewers in the building this evening. Thank you guys so much. Smash that like button. Yeah, Judge Roach got an ego problem. He don't want to excuse himself from the case because he already know he has been compromised. The truth is coming out because Judge Roach seen that affidavit. He's seen the history and the background of those boys. He's seen those police reports of Hunter and Austin being arrested for anti-black racism. He saw that. That's why he did that interview, to try to save face. And I hope that judge, right? He's a white man, by the way, but I hope that judge have some type of conscious mind and see what they did to Karmelo Anthony. Because Judge Roach should be disbarred for what he did. Doing a whole goddamn interview talking about the jury got it right. The jury got it right. But a lot of people has been talking on this case about Karmelo Anthony. And I made a list on everybody that says something about Karmelo Anthony. I got a list, and I will be addressing you guys soon. And one of the guys was Pat Fallon, right? A Congress member out there in Texas. And I'm glad that, you know, my brother Willie D covered this because I was looking for this video. And Fox News deleted this video, by the way, because I went on their page and I could not find it. But I want you guys to listen to this disgusting, degenerate devil right here. And I want you guys to also pay attention and put 2 and 2 together. Do you think that this Congress member played a part in the verdict of Karmelo Anthony? Did he play a part? And I want you to listen to how angry this devil is, family. Salute to the family. Salute to the chat. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Thank you again for joining me on this evening. Let's go, family.
High school together. This is a tough loss here. How do you reflect on it now?
Well, it was senseless, Bill. It was something that it was just Austin Metcalf was a great young man. His twin brother, Hunter, they were the pair. They were the inside linebackers for my son's high school football team. And this is just I didn't believe it when I heard it.
His son, high school football team. His son, high school football team. Let's go.
Year and change ago, and I still can't believe it now. And Megan Metcalf has to deal with the loss of her son for the rest of her life.
Here are some of the impact statements. I'll read them that occurred in court yesterday. No cameras in the courtroom, just so our viewers are aware. This is the twin brother of Austin, Hunter Metcalf. I want you to realize how much pain you caused me and my family. You let the devil take over you in the moment. His mom said, you may have been sentenced to 35 years behind bars. You should feel lucky. I've been sentenced to a lifetime without my son. His dad said, you can't even look me in the eye, but you can stab my son in the bleeping heart. What is your understanding as to what the beef was between these two guys?
It was so some of the witnesses, Bill, are very dear friends of ours as well. So as soon as that happened,
some of the witnesses are dear friends of ours. Some of the witnesses in the trial of Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf are dear friends of ours, good friends of ours.
And I was talking to some of the eyewitnesses that now, you know, testified in the trial, and they were kind of would be described as star witnesses.
I talked to some of the witnesses during the trial, and some of them are the star witnesses. Congress member Fallon, talked to the star witnesses.
The killer came under a tent of a different high school. He wasn't supposed to be there, and he was menacing. He was looking and trying to pick a fight. That's what all the witnesses said, black and white witnesses. And I asked several of them, I said, do you think he was just looking for trouble from anyone? And that was the response. Yeah, anyone that approached him was going to get the business end of that knife that he carried to a track meet. And to sit there and say that he was in fear of his life, we looked it up. You know how many times somebody was severely beaten or harmed or killed at a track meet anywhere in Texas? We can't find an instance. So it was an absolute, it was ludicrous to claim that. And that, like Hunter said, the devil took him over and he decided to take a life.
Really feel
so the devil took Karmelo over. Who took Austin and Hunter over for approaching Karmelo and putting their hands on him? So if the devil took Karmelo Anthony over, what and who took over Austin, because Austin approached him. Austin put his hands on him. They assaulted him. So you let me know, Congress member, who took over Austin and Hunter to lead them to assault Karmelo Anthony. You devil. You got this a goddamn devil if I don't even know now.
Badly for that family. Just two more questions on this. Do you know, did these two teenagers have a history together?
No, they did not.
Were they competitors? They did not know each other at all that day?
They were complete strangers. The killer was looking to harm someone. And it would have been, and I asked several of the witnesses, if it had been a black student, do you think that the same thing would have happened? And they said, absolutely, yes.
Wow.
He was a killer. He was a demon that day, and he took Austin Metcalf's life, and now he's going to have to suffer the consequences.
So the defense attorneys were arguing like heat of the moment sort of crime. The defense attorney said decisions in the heat of the moment are different from decisions after cool reflection. If he felt terror rendered him incapable of cool reflection, sudden passion applies. The jury rejected that. And you just heard the video from Brooks reporting outside the courthouse. Was there ever any evidence of racism that was entered into the trial?
Zero. This was cold and calculated. He brought a knife to attract.
He said it was, hold on, let's hear that question one more time. Let's hear what this anchor asked, Pat Filan.
Was there ever any evidence of racism that was entered into the trial?
Zero. This was
zero. There was no racism entered into the trial. Zero. Karmelo Anthony was looking for trouble. He brought a knife to the track meet because he was looking to unalive somebody, even though he was there 15 minutes before anybody got there. And nobody got stabbed, nobody got beat up, nobody got shot, nobody did nothing to nobody. Nobody had a problem with Karmelo Anthony until the bullies walked into the stadium. But this devil right here said it was zero racism brought up when it comes to Austin and Hunter. Well, Congress member, if you are looking at the screen right now, I know what you said these are good boys. They play football with your sons on the team. And I'm going to get back to you just a minute, but I highlighted this for a reason. And I circled the last sentence in paragraph 15 in this affidavit. Okay, Congress member, are you still with me, sir? Right? Because you very angry, you very vocal. And ever since this affidavit dropped, Mr. Filan, you've been real quiet. It says the Metcalf twins arrested for racist graffiti. Let me repeat that again for you, Congressman. The Metcalf twins, not Austin, not just Hunter, both of them was arrested for racist graffiti. Now I want you to repeat yourself one more time of what answer this question of what this guy just asked you, right? Pay attention to this, family.
Was there ever any evidence of racism that was entered into the trial?
Zero. This was
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit, bro.
And you know why this representative is so confident to say it was zero evidence presented in this trial? Because he knew about this affidavit. He knew about this gentleman's agreement before the trial started. That's why he on Fox News so confident to say that this case had zero to do with racism. It had zero to do with race. And it wasn't no evidence in this trial to justify that this had anything to do with race. You know why he was so confident in saying that? Because he knew. Because this guy allegedly played a part in this verdict. He played a part in this conviction because his son played on that football team with Austin and Hunter. But the affidavit says something different, Mr. Representative. You a bold-faced goddamn lie. You know them boys is racist, just like your piece of shit ass. But don't worry, sir. We got something coming for you, too. Don't worry. Let's keep going, family.
Cold and calculated. He brought a knife to a track meet. He was looking for trouble, and so he did premeditate the attack. And then to
he premeditated the attack. So when you say, you got to understand this, family. By them saying that Karmelo Anthony premeditated attack, you also have to agree with the fact that he knew that Austin and Hunter was going to approach him, right? If we agree with this representative right here, right? Representative Pat coming out here making a bold statement, calling Karmelo a killer, said that he was looking for trouble no matter if the person was white or black. He had no business being under the tent. He premeditated this murder, which means he planned it out. But I really wish he would have asked you, sir, how can you plan out a murder when you don't even know who the person is that you are going to unalive? How can you plan? Because that's what premeditated is. I'm planning this. How can you plan something when you don't even know who the person is? So you have to believe that Karmelo had psychic powers. So Karmelo knew, hey, let me have my That's So Raven moment. Let me look into the future. All right, okay, 2 white boys finna approach me sitting under their tent. So I'm finna go over here to Memorial Tent, sit down and wait on them to come inside the stadium and put their hands on me, and I'll poke them and run. You want to run with that statement. That's what you want to believe. Okay, sir, let's keep going.
Race into it. That was from the defense. The things that they said about Austin Metcalf, the victim, I won't repeat.
What they say?
I mean, he was a 17-year-old kid that was beloved. I went to the funeral.
He said he was a 17-year-old kid. He was beloved. Okay.
1,500 people there, and there were hundreds of African Americans there because our community in Frisco is that we represent America. We're a microcosm in the fastest growing city in the country. So it's really disgusting that they tried to get the killer off by pitting people one against another.
Bless your community.
So hold on, let me go back to that last part, because that last part was very, very key.
But that was from the defense. The things that they said about Austin Metcalf, the victim, I won't repeat. I mean, he was a 17-year-old kid that was beloved. I went to the funeral.
He was beloved. He was a 17-year-old kid that was beloved. Okay, Mr. Representative. Let's test that theory. He was so beloved, right? And I'm pretty sure, Mr. Representative Pat, that you heard about that email that was released of that cheerleader sending an email to the high school stating that she was verbally assaulted by Austin and Hunter Metcalf. I'm pretty sure you heard that. She wrote an email, talked about the Metcalf brothers' violent and bullying behavior after a football game, all because they said that they suck and they didn't play good. And Austin and Hunter stated specifically, my hands are bisexual, which means, Mr. Representative, that Hunter have no problem putting his hands on a boy or a girl. He was very aggressive, very violent, to the point where she went to the coach, and the coach stated and told her and the mother, since this was off campus and not on school property, you need to go report this to the police. Think about how aggressive Hunter had to be and Austin had to be for that girl to feel so threatened that she had to write an email to the school and also contact the coach, and the coach say, hey, you need to call the police on them boys because the coach don't like them. The coach threatening to kick them off the team multiple times for fighting, and it's in his affidavit right here, Mr. Representative. So whatever you just said in this goddamn interview,
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
see,
No bullshit, bro.
the lies are crumbling on y'all. See, the walls is closing in on these lies about Karmelo Anthony. And this is a Congress member, right, in Texas, making a bold statement on Fox News. And family, I want you to understand this as well. They deleted this, right? They deleted this. They deleted this interview off Fox News because I went searching high and dry for this. But let's listen to him one more time, family. I need to hear this one more time.
Zero. This was cold and calculated. He brought a knife to a track meet. He was looking for trouble, and so he did premeditate the attack. And then to enter a race into it, that was from the defense. The things that they said about Austin Metcalf, the victim, I won't repeat. I mean, he was a 17-year-old kid that was beloved. I went to the funeral.
He was a victim. He was a 17-year-old kid that was beloved. Okay, Mr. Representative Pat, I hear you loud and clear, sir. But let's get into a few sentences that was supposedly be brought into this trial, but instead the defense team and the prosecutor had a gentleman's agreement, and they decided not to bring character witnesses that was willing to speak on the behalf of Austin being a bully and a violent individual, right? And I know you seen this affidavit, Pat. You've been real quiet ever since this dropped. Everybody, but I'm coming for every last single one of y'all that lied about these boys. Okay? Lied about these boys. The defense intended to call witnesses who themselves, Mr. Representative, were victims of the Metcalf twins' violence and bullying. Do you need me to say that again for you, sir? The defense intended to call witnesses who themselves were victims of the Metcalf's violent and bullying. But you said that Austin was a beloved individual. By who? I haven't seen one person that came out and said that Austin was a beloved individual. Because right here in this affidavit, on paragraph 14, it says Jose told police about Austin's history of fighting and almost getting kicked off the football team for fighting. Jose said and told police, and this is a police report statement, Mr. Representative, you saw this because you play a major part in this case. And once this case comes crashing down, you are going to be held liable, responsible as well, sir. Because for you to be this vocal and loud, I'm going to need you to come out and have that same energy after reading this affidavit. You don't have to read all 193 pages. You can read what I got highlighted right here. And where do you think that he got his racism from, Mr. Representative? Where do you think that Austin and Hunter got that violent and bullying behavior from, Mr. Representative? I'm glad you asked, sir. Exhibit A.
And smart. If someone touches your arm, does that justify you stabbing them in the arm?
In a hostile situation where someone walks up to me.
Answer the question, yes or no. Does it
I'm answering your
justify it?
question. That's not the situation.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. You walked
Yes.
up the whole
Dude,
totality of the situation.
He touched him.
Your
Does that
poor boy walked up on
justify?
him and assaulted
Okay,
him.
man, I'm done. Fuck off. Next person.
Man, you fuck off. Yeah, you disrespect
Dude,
yourself.
why don't you go to fucking just somewhere where you belong?
The real. Do you have a question or comment, sir?
Yeah, Judge Metcalf, you're a racist ass prick.
Fuck you, nigger fucking whore loving bitch.
Wow. Wow. That was a lot of insults. That was a lot of insults at one time, sir. Oh, my God. Austin was such a beloved individual. Everybody liked him, right? No way that this has anything to do with racism. Zero. Zero. The father of that boy that you talking about, Austin Metcalf, right? The father that walked into the Anthony's family press conference and said he want to pray with the family. He trying not to pull the race card. He ain't want to make this about race. And y'all justify his anti-black rant, calling Karmelo a watermelon felon, saying the N-word to black people. Y'all justify that by saying that, oh, he's angry. He lost a son. Oh, let's justify his racism because he's a grieving father. He's a grieving father. But this representative of Texas, Pat Fallon, said that, hey, Karmelo Anthony premeditated this. He came to the track meet with a knife looking to unalive Austin. And again, sir, I have to ask you the question. Is Karmelo a psychic? Because nobody had a problem with him until the Metcalf brothers coming in. These lies that y'all are telling, it's not working. It's not working. And also, Mr. Representative, it says the defense intended to question Memorial High School teachers about the Metcalf twins' disciplinary history contained in their records and their character for violence and bullying. The cat is out the bag now. Y'all can't run from the truth anymore. You can't. But instead of the family addressing what's out here in the public family, you know what they doing? Ever since the affidavit came out, you know what the Metcalf family did, family? Exhibit A. Started a gifts and go. A gifts and go. Out of everything that's been released, because they was very vocal right? Megan came out about the email situation. She came to TikTok and started to defend Austin and Hunter. But she also confirmed that they did verbally abuse that cheerleader. She confirmed it. And her only concern was, how did the email get released? Who released the email? I heard one of the mothers released the email. That's all that Megan said. She didn't condemn those boys' behavior. She condoned it. Salute to Monica Talks coming in with the $10 super chat. These racist, corrupt, connected people in high places are diabolical. Karma is coming. Keep speaking, gentlemen. Den representing my hometown, Memphis. Are you from Memphis? Salute to you, Monica. Salute. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. M-Town, stand up. I got you. Salute to Christina coming in with the $100 super chat. Bro, Christina don't be playing no games when she be represented. Christina plays no games. She stand on business with her support. Christina said if the mother and father had been real parents, they would still have their son. Pushers get pushed. Keep your hands to yourself, Austin. Keep your hands to yourself, Hunter. Or you wouldn't be in the dirt right now getting ate up by maggots. Salute to you, Christina. Thank you so much for the $100 super chat. I appreciate you, love. Shout out to you. You are the real MVP. But I need Megan to come to the forefront. That's what I need. I need Megan to come to the forefront. And I don't want to hear nothing about Austin being this beloved individual because the affidavit states otherwise, family. It states otherwise. Matter of fact, I would do you one better, family. I'll do you one better. Give me 1 second. Because it's the nerve of these people. The nerve of these people. Let's just go back in time real quick, family. Let's just go back in time.
If you know anything about the cheerleader email, we kind of talked to Brandon about it a little bit. He didn't go into too much detail because of his
beat them because they hadn't won a game in like 3 years. The one that who's kind of more of like he would get more upset about things. He went back out on the field and finished the game. Austin was like, I'm done. He was just cheerleaders. I loved the girls. I wasn't a fan of the coach and Hunter, more than likely said something nasty to one of them.
Hunter more than likely said something nasty to one of them. This is Megan, the mother of Austin and Hunter Metcalf, that was arrested for racist graffiti.
Because that's how he approaches things. And Austin just, when everyone was like,
that's how Hunter approaches things. He approaches things aggressively, violent. This is the mother talking, Mr. Representative. The mother stated that Hunter approaches things aggressively and violent. It don't matter if it's a girl or a boy. He wants to smoke with whoever. But these are beloved twins. Okay, let's keep going.
I don't understand why you guys got to be like that. Like we're upset that we lost, and this is how you're not even going to support us. So there was not like a physical altercation. It was more of verbal of like, you guys are assholes for not, you're supposed to be First School Memorial supporters and you're acting like we're shit. Mm-hmm. And you're cheerleaders on top of that. So fast forward to the email that was sent. From what I understand, the coach had talked to Austin and Hunter about just what happened on the field the night before.
So basically they sucked. They got mad because one of the girls called them out for being mediocre football players. They sorry. And, they didn't want to take accountability for the way they played on the field. So they take it out on anybody that say something to them. But I want to show you guys this as well, right? Representative Fallon went on Fox News and made a bold statement. And let's add some gasoline to the fire of how he's going to come crashing down once all this get exposed. Check this out, family.
could be no more corrupt. I find out this. This is United States Representative Pat Fallon. You want to guess where Pat Fallon's son goes to school? You want to take a guess at who Pat Fallon's son's friend is? If you said the Metcalf family, well, you'd be right. Pat Fallon's son was on that field the day that all this took place. Did you know that? And I'm absolutely sure that U.S. State Representative Pat Fallon didn't have any influence over the fact that the boy who stabbed his son's friend got 35 years in prison.
Right.
You know what else I found out? Do you know that the coroner said that the way that Austin was stabbed was in a weird position? Lots of people are saying that was because he was in a headlock when he stabbed him. But I thought it was just...
Hey, Harvest, you got 30 seconds to super chat $500. You are on the clock, buddy.
push. Didn't you? Just when I thought that the Karmelo Anthony case...
Yeah, see, that's what it is. He came on this platform and made a bold statement. And guys, I understand that the trolls are in the building. They upset at this truth. They are upset. They cannot fathom that Karmelo stood up for himself and he put Austin in the dirt where he belonged. We don't care. Harvester, your time is up, buddy. You got to get up out of here. All the trolls, before you put your troll comments in the chat room, it is a $500 entrance fee to be around all this black excellence. We don't allow nonsense in the room, but you can pay a fee to be among us. Other than that, you on the outside of the club screaming about what's going on the inside of the club. Shout out to the team. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the family. We are live in the building. We got 500 viewers in the building. Thank you guys for joining me on this evening. Let's get the likes up, family. Let's get 500 likes in the house right now. Let's get 500 likes in the house right now, family. Let's make these trolls mad. They coming in here already chimping out. Oh, Karmelo. Shut up. Shut up. Pay that $500 fee if you want to be around the team. That's just how it's going to be. We are going to continue to put this in y'all face and make y'all have mayo attacks because y'all refuse to get held accountable before your bullshit. Just like this representative got on Fox News and just straight up lied. And Fox News even knew that he lied because they deleted this interview. This interview is not on Fox News platform anymore. Megan made sure, the mother of Austin made sure when that email came out that she ran her fat ass to TikTok and tried to defend him. Since this affidavit dropped, nobody been coming to Austin and Hunter defense. Jeff Metcalf ain't did no interview, ain't did no podcast. Megyn Kelly did 15,000 videos on Karmelo Anthony. Nancy Grace did 15,000 videos on Karmelo Anthony. Ever since this evidence dropped, nobody has been saying a peep, family. Not one. But we have to make sure that we put it back in their face and make them remember all the lies that they spreaded about our brother Karmelo Anthony. Just like this representative did. Because, of course, he's going to support Austin and Hunter, his son on the team, and he's a racist piece of shit. But I guarantee you he won't bring his ass on Fox News and Fox News ask him this question. And Fox News, by the way, why y'all ain't said nothing about this affidavit? Fox News, you know what? Let me show y'all something real quick, fam. I did a little experiment, right? I did a experiment. I typed in Fox News Karmelo Anthony. Salute to Christina coming back with $100 super chat. Bro, my sister don't play, bro. She don't play no games. Listening to the parents let us know why the children had and have horrible behaviors. Exactly, Christina. That is the reason why Austin is in the dirt. Because of Jeff Metcalf racist behavior.
Smart. If someone touches your arm, does that justify you stabbing them in the arm?
In a hostile situation where someone walks up to me.
Answer the question, yes or no. Does it
I'm answering your
justify it?
question. That's not the situation.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. You walked up the whole
Dude,
totality of the situation.
He touched him.
Does that
justify? Okay, man, I'm done. Fuck off. Next person.
Man, you fuck off. Yeah, you disrespect.
Dude, why don't you go to fucking just somewhere where you belong?
The real. Do you have a question or comment, Joe?
Yeah, Judge Metcalf, you're a racist ass prick.
Fuck you, nigger fucking whore loving bitch.
That's his father, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Christina, coming back with the $100 super chat. You are the real MVP. Thank you so much, love. I really appreciate you. And you wonder why he got it from. But I did a little experiment, family. I went to Fox News YouTube channel, right? And I typed in Fox News Karmelo Anthony. I want you guys to see how many videos they did on Karmelo Anthony, okay? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They did a lot of shorts, right? 6, 7, 8. Let's go. 9. Let's keep going. 10. 11. 12. They did a lot of shorts. 13, 14. These people, let's just say they did, look at them, more videos. They did over 30 videos on Karmelo Anthony, family. But not one video and to talk about the affidavit they dropped. This is what they did, family. 1,000 videos on Karmelo Anthony. And not one video talking about the affidavit. The last video that they made was 3 weeks ago. Ain't nobody said a peep ever since that affidavit. But they had all this to say. They had all this to say. I can keep going all the way down, family. Don't get it twisted. I'm just being gentle. I just didn't want to waste y'all time. I can keep going. Fox News, Fox News, Fox News, Fox News. Look at that. Fox News. They got a whole bunch of, this is them. Fox News. 1,000 videos. But not one video about that affidavit. Not one video on Nolan Wills. Not one. Every anchor on that platform had something to say. Nobody got nothing to say now. Once the evidence came out that those boys was two racist pieces of shit, nobody got nothing to say. And this right here,
for Karmelo and
ladies and gentlemen, this guy right here is the judge that's looking over Karmelo Anthony case, by the way, family. This is the judge that the motion is in front of right now. This is the guy that's going to make the decision whether Karmelo Anthony get a appeal, a retrial, and Judge Roach be accused from this case. This is the lawyer. This is the judge right here. So, sir, do the right thing, sir. Do the right thing. From the looks of it, you look... I'm not going to speak on you right now because I'm trying to have faith in you. Sir, do the right thing. Do the right thing. You know Karmelo Anthony is guilty, sir. You seen this affidavit. You seen this evidence that Judge Roach did not allow in that courtroom. You seen the misbehavior that Judge Roach did when he sat down and did that interview 2 days after the trial. You seen what Judge Roach did. Do the right thing, sir. We are counting on you. Okay? I'm not going to talk shit about you right now because I'm counting on you to make sure that my brother Karmelo Anthony get a retrial and a fair shot at his life because he do not deserve to be in jail for 35 years, sir. He do not deserve that. Do the right thing. If you got any type of soul in your body, do the right thing. Man, we wait on this guy. The ball is in this guy court. I know Egypt, they normally stick with their kind. I know it, but I'm trying to be positive. I don't want to say nothing negative toward this man because I'm just trying to put it out there in the universe. I'm just hoping that he's one of the good ones. I'm just hoping that he don't allow his racism, if he got it, I don't know if he got it, to cloud his judgment. It's too goddamn obvious what they did down there, sir. Do not do this to our brother. We counting on you, Judge. Do the right thing, sir. Please. I'm begging you, sir. Do the right thing. Salute to Jerome coming in with the $5 super chat. Jeff Metcalf was lying, and so did the usual suspect. They always lying, Jerome. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you, bro. Salute to you. I just had to make sure that we discussed that, family. I felt like that was important that we discuss that because we got a lot riding on this, bro. We got a lot riding on this right now. The judge got to do what's right, man. The judge got to do what's right. But free Karmelo Anthony. I am going to pray for you, Judge. I am going to pray that you get this right. I got faith in you, sir. I got faith that you got a soul and you got a heart. And you are nothing like Judge Roach. You nothing like Jeff Metcalf. You nothing like Representative Pat Fallon. You are nothing like these people. Do the right thing, sir. We are counting on you. Our brother Karmelo Anthony do not deserve to be in jail. Please, sir. Take your time. Look at the evidence. Look at the affidavit. Look at the statement of Judge Roach. Look at Karmelo Anthony lack of defense. And do what's right, sir. Do what's right. Bring our brother home, please. But salute to the family. We are 500 strong in the building. Make sure we get the lights up. Salute to the family. Salute to the chat. Salute to my channel members. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys for joining me on this evening. I'm very excited to have you guys on this evening. Salute to Ball coming in with the $2 super chat. It's really going to be war if Ish go left. And I got my boots ready, Ball. I got my war boots ready. That Jerome, that judge is the judge that's looking over the appeal and the retrial. That judge, let me go back to it real quick before we get into Nolan Wells.
And smart.
This judge right here, Jerome, this judge right here has Karmelo Anthony life in his hands right now. This judge right here is going to make or break this case. This judge right here, sir, please. I'm not going to go out on a limb and judge you. I'm going to try to stay positive, but in my opinion, I advise you to do the right thing. You see what's out here, sir, but this is the judge, ladies and gentlemen. This is the judge. This is the independent judge, because when Karmelo Anthony's team filed to get Judge Roach to excuse himself, he rejected it. He rejected it. So now the case is in front of this judge desk right now, and he is going to determine. You said, what's his name? I don't know his name, but let's play it so we can find out what's his name. Let's play it so we can find out what's his name. I'm glad you asked it.
Administrative Judicial Region made after are ripe for appeal. On Tuesday, an administrative judge just assigned Senior Judge Sid Harrell from the
Sid Harrell, Senior Judge Sid Harrell. Let's play this clip real quick. Let me just play the whole thing.
The other for a new judge. Cody Kofer is a defense attorney who specializes in appeals. He says the recusal motion of Judge John Roach will happen first.
So we have a tighter clock on this recusal than we might in some other situations, but the law always requires that recusals are addressed quickly.
The defense argues the judge's actions during trial and statements made after are ripe for appeal. On Tuesday, an administrative judge just assigned Senior Judge Sid Harrell from the 4th Administrative Judicial Region to handle the recusal motion. Judge Harrell oversaw the Uvalde school shooting case. Judge Harrell is also not from North Texas.
I suspect he has a reputation for being fair, being well-reasoned, and he has experience in high-profile cases.
The defense argued in its motion for a new trial that the court restricted public access and that the defense tried its case under, quote, unrecorded agreements that weren't followed. Cody tells us these agreements between state and defense happen all the time, but mostly about logistics, rarely evidence.
The idea that there is going to be a very sweeping and broad agreement about a class of evidence and that just being a conversation off the record in chambers, that's unusual.
The new defense team argues the breakdown in the agreements and expedited schedules resulted in Karmelo Anthony getting only 10 minutes to decide whether to testify. We asked Cody if this is appealable.
It absolutely may be a legitimate grounds for appeal.
The Collin County DA's office sent us this statement. The defendant's new lawyers have filed a motion containing several inaccurate characterizations of the trial proceedings. I and the entire prosecution team conducted this trial ethically and in full compliance with the court's rulings and any agreements with the defense counsel. Motions for a new trial are very rarely granted, but this is not just any trial.
Right.
In Collin County, I'm Jobin Punny.
Let me go back so you guys can catch the judge's name one more time. I just want to make sure the family caught his name.
Made after are ripe for appeal. On Tuesday, an administrative judge just assigned Senior Judge Sid Harrell from the 4th Administrative Judicial Region to handle the recusal motion. Judge Harrell oversaw the Uvalde school shooting case. Judge Harrell is also not from North Texas.
I suspect
he's not from North Texas. They said he's not from North Texas. I don't know where he's from, so I don't want to give anybody any false information. Maybe you guys can Google him real quick. Sid Harrell. Sir, we count on you. Do the right thing, sir. Do the right thing. We believe in you. He from Texas. Oh, okay, cool. All right, family. So we're going to shift over here to our good brother, Nolan Wells, right? I want to talk about the examiner, and we also going to get into the GPS location that exposed those 3 white boys that I told you guys that played a part in this case. Allegedly, but we're going to get into that. But I want to talk about this examiner that was exposed for her anti-black racism. Let's get into it, family. Salute to the family. Salute to the chat. Let's get the likes up, family.
Yes, I did find a 4th victim that Stacey Turner mishandled. And now look, baby, I'm going to tell y'all one thing and listen really close. White people, black people, do not hang themselves from trees. Even if a black person is going to commit suicide by a hanging, which is like the least possible thing they would commit suicide from, they're not going to do it from a tree. Even if they committed suicide by hanging, it would be in a closet like Robin Williams, or it would never be from a tree due to the history of lynching. So these types of cases are way more suspect than drowning. So this is another case. No, you're 0 for 4, Stacey Turner. Yes, I did find a 4th victim.
So that's one of her victims that she ruled a suicide, right? Because this guy, Terry Reed, Trey Reed, was lynched in Mississippi, and she ruled it a suicide. Let's keep going.
So the autopsy for Nolan Xavier Wells will be done by...
I'm Stacey Turner, and I'm the Chief Medical Examiner of the state of Mississippi.
But the problem with this Chief Medical Examiner is that Dr. Stacey Turner may have mislabeled other black men's causes of death. So I was looking into Mississippi Free Press, and experts pointed out that she labeled other causes of death as undetermined, despite evidence to the contrary. So in the summer of 2021, a body was delivered to the medical examiner's office, crime lab in Jackson, Mississippi, right? He died after a struggle with police. His face was swollen, he was bloodied, and he was bleeding from his neck. It was some witnesses that described seeing 2 deputies kneeling on him for more than 10 minutes. Yet, Miss Turner here labeled the manner of death as undetermined.
Which is crazy.
That type of decision will call off any further investigation.
Bro, that brother Damon literally got beat to death. Knee on his neck. The main face looked so unrecognizable. I want to show his face on here, but I don't think YouTube is going to allow me to show it. But this lady, Dr. Turner, ruled his death undetermined after seeing how brutally beat he was. This is one of like her 4th victim that we know of. It could be more that she labeled undetermined. She got a reputation of ruling black deaths undetermined when it's clear cut that something happened to these people. And this is the medical examiner in Nolan Wells case down there in Mississippi. And you wonder why we not trying to listen to y'all come out here talking about wait on the autopsy, wait on the evidence, wait on to the police, wait on law enforcement. Stop trying to make everything about race. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Especially from no medical examiner that got a reputation on lying on Black death.
And it said here that both of the officers returned to work. So, yeah. So I'm praying that they do get an independent autopsy done just to be on the safe side.
The body is now in Washington, and they are doing a independent autopsy. So shout out to them. And I hope that what we heard from those nurses about the condition of Nolan's body, I just hope that that's not true. I just hope, family. I just hope that that's not true. But before we get into the GPS, Nolan's mother has made a post on social media, and she just got some kind words for you good folks that have been supporting her.
Hey, Boo Bears. I know you probably did not expect to see me, but I had to come on because I wanted to acknowledge all of your love, your support, your kindness that you guys have been showing me. I wanted to, answer each and every one of you, and I probably will at some point. I will at some point, but right now it's just, everything is so heavy. Everything is so heavy. Just been going through the motions. I'm a healthcare provider, so I talk about grief a lot. Now to be on the other side of this is it's a lot. So I lost my mom a few years ago, and that was hard. This loss, this grief, this pain, it's different. It's insurmountable. And then it's like you get these flood of emotions all at different times, and grief is so multi-layered. 1 second I might be okay and I can talk about things and I can listen to his stories, and then the next minute I am falling apart and I feel like I can't breathe, and I feel like there is an elephant just sitting on my chest. But I know this is the process. I have a wonderful support system. I have my faith in God, which I've been leaning heavy into. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I see you. I love you. I'm thankful for all of you. And I'm so sorry that I hadn't been able to reply. I don't know exactly when again I'll post. For some reason, it does help. And I know if Nolan was here, he'd be like, Mom, just keep talking to the people, keep telling my story, keep telling your story. So that is going to be my plan. Again, thank you all so much. I love you, and I will talk to you later. Bye.
So shout out to her. I just wanted to make sure that I played that video so you guys can know that your support is not going unnoticed, right? It's not going unnoticed. She's watching the love. She see everything that's going on. She see the support. She see us putting in the work for her son. It's heavy on her right now. It's a lot going on. It's a lot of pressure on her. And I understand a lot of people are saying a lot of negative stuff about the family. That doesn't concern me, right? I don't want to hear nothing about, the mother, the father, what they doing, the GoFundMe. That doesn't matter. My only concern is right now that I want to focus on is what happened to Nolan. Y'all can have whatever y'all opinion y'all have on the parents. I really don't care. I'm not finna cast no judgment on these people at all. They lost their child, and we still have yet to receive any answers. They haven't even seen the body of their child, and it's July the 16th. They found Nolan's body July 6th. So I send my prayers and condolences to the family. Stay strong. We're going to keep standing 10 toes behind you and supporting you guys through this whole entire process. And, just try to do with the best that you can do during these hard times, right? I understand that this is not going to be okay, so I'm not going to say that. but just deal with what you can deal with it the best way you can, right? And yes, shout out to Colin Kaepernick for assisting the family with a independent autopsy. Shout out to Tyler Perry for assisting the family financially. And shout out to the family for stepping up and showing out for the family with the GoFundMe. I think they almost at $1 million, and you got so many Sambos like Pochop out here mad, lying on the family, but he ain't said nothing about Jeff Metcalf's coming out with his GoFundMe. But everybody want to attack this family and what they think happening or what's going on with them. They're doing their job, ladies and gentlemen. They trying to get through this. This is a hard, listen to me. We on the outside looking in. They lost their child and nobody know nothing. Think about this, family. Your child get their body pulled out the lake and nobody got no answers, family. Nobody's not telling you nothing about your child. And to put the icing on top, you haven't even seen your child. Think about how this family is feeling right now. Think about it. They haven't even seen his body. They identified Nolan's body with his dental records. His dental records, family. But I just want to show you guys this. I just had to make sure I highlighted her so you guys can know that y'all support, that y'all are giving her families go unnoticed. She see y'all. She supports you guys. She love you guys. And I want to say thank you guys so much. Thank you to the family. Thank you guys to the chat for showing up every day, staying on top of this case and being a voice for Nolan Wells. I want to say personally, thank you guys so much. But guys, I just want to show you how these devils work, right? Because everybody coming with their false narratives when it comes to the mother, the father, how they moving, what they're saying. They so desperate to try to paint this family out to be something, right? Look at this shit.
I will not hold a funeral for my son, Nolan.
A fake AI-generated video of Nolan Wells' mom is going viral online. She had to post on Facebook and tell people it wasn't her. And the Jackson County Sheriff's Office says that the fake videos are actively complicating the investigation because they're filling an information gap with false or misleading details while investigators are still trying to establish what happened. But this use of AI is part of a broader pattern. When generative AI tools first started going mainstream, one of the first ways people weaponized them was to make fake videos of Black women to profit off of racist stereotypes and outrage. Fox News ran a story about SNAP benefits using AI-generated videos of Black women ranting, treating them as real. The videos went viral and shaped political opinion. Here, the AI is being used to profit off of a Black family's pain, while confusing an active investigation. It's putting words into a grieving mother's mouth that she never said, and there's nothing she can do about it. We keep talking about AI like it's a future problem. It's not.
I will not hold a funeral for my son, Nolan.
Do you guys see how evil these devils is out here creating false fake ass AI videos of the mother saying that I'm not going to hold a funeral for my son? This is how desperate these people are, how demonic these people is. And I remember when AI first started, becoming more popular, Fox News read an article because I covered that video that they made a bunch of AI clips of Black women going inside of the grocery store when they cut off food stamps, going inside of the grocery store, stealing groceries and run it out. Fox News ran with that narrative, knowing damn well that those was AI videos, and the video had the watermark. I think it was called SoFi or Sora or something like that. This is how disgusting these people is, because they know that we are closing in on their lies, family. Their lies are getting exposed. They are getting exposed, so they trying to pull everything that they can to try to silence us, to try to discredit this family. Speaking about GoFundMes, talking about conspiracy theories, questioning why the mother is keep doing interviews and press conference, not knowing damn well that she's trying to get her son's name out there, because I showed you guys the mainstream media that had everything to say about Karmelo Anthony, because Karmelo Anthony was the villain. But by Nolan Wells being the victim, they don't want to cover it. They don't want to talk about it. So the family is on a press tour getting the story out there. Just because we know about the story, family, does not mean that this story is nationwide. But I just wanted to show you guys what these devils are doing out here. They desperate. They making up lies, trying to create false videos, trying to make this woman seem like she don't give a damn about her son. Very disgusting. Let me play this one more time.
I will not hold a funeral for my son, Nolan.
This is scary. This is so goddamn evil. It don't even make no sense, family. This is so damn evil. It don't make no fucking sense. None whatsoever.
Sam here with a Nolan Xavier Wells update. This is something a little bit shocking. Somebody just reached out to me on Facebook. He's verified that he has been talking with the investigators, as you can see in this screenshot, and I'll just read you our conversation. I was on Horn Island on the 4th. I have information I will share with you, but for obvious reasons would like to...
So this is an alleged person that was there. He reached out to Secret Service Sam, a known creator that, you know, he's an advocate and an ally to the black community. One of them reached out to him because he has a black platform. And, you know, he talked about sitting down with the police and answering certain questions and what he believed happened to Nolan.
To keep certain parts a secret, as they would absolutely damage the investigation. Let me know if you want. I've had several conversations with investigators. I can be seen in the video in question regarding an altercation. I said, oh, sure. Were you really there? I was there during the video in question. I can be seen on the far right walking away. Okay, great. What would you like to say? I will not use your name or anything. Then he sent me these screenshots of the phone calls. I said, I believe you. What would you like to share with me? Thanks. I've been working with investigators. I walked through right after a real fight broke out. I didn't see Nolan or the friends he rode there with around, but I have reason to believe Nolan was part of that fight. What do you think happened to Nolan? Why do you think he was part of the fight? Doesn't matter what I think, only the evidence and where it might lead. I didn't see Nolan's friends he rode with, but the friends who he was supposed to be catching a ride home with appear to be lying based on what I saw and what they're saying.
Okay, so he said that he believed there was Nolan in that fight. And Javion, the so-called best friend, and the Tracy kid came out and said there wasn't Nolan in the fight with those white boys. That was him, right? All these alleged black friends that the mother don't even know, by the way, out here doing interviews, speaking on behalf of Nolan and his family, and they not nowhere near their family, but they doing TMZ interviews. Let's go.
Investigators had been following up with me for new details as new evidence emerges. Between you and me, they believe to have identified the suspect if what I witnessed was connected. So I know they're working hard to get to the bottom of it. Wow, can you say what you witnessed? I can't. They would use it to build their story and taint the investigation.
So what was the point of reaching out to him if you're not going to say anything? See, this is my problem. Y'all be talking about y'all care about Nolan and y'all his friend and you seen this and you seen that. You believe this, you believe that. And then and again, you're going to say, well, I don't want to say anything. It's going to build or taint their investigation. Fuck their investigation. If this my friend, I'm spilling all the beans. I'm not holding nothing back. And this is why I am going to continue to keep this case race-based. Because all these so-called white friends are not advocating for their black friend, Nolan Wells. Nobody is stomping hard for Nolan. Nobody is answering questions. Everybody deleted their social media. Everybody deleting pictures of Nolan. You know, the black guy that they grew up with, right? That's what the black coach said. He said he didn't see no racist tensions at the high school. That's what the coach said. Even though all these white people deleting pictures of Nolan. They love Nolan so much. The little girl was on audio talking about they couldn't do this to Nolan. People are sending her threats. Why are they accusing me of doing this? Why y'all so quiet? Why everybody acting so suspicious? Why ain't nobody standing next to Nolan family? That's y'all childhood friend, right? Y'all love Nolan. Y'all grew up together since elementary. Why are y'all not stumping for Nolan? It shouldn't even be an investigation for real. Because people saw Nolan. But all of this is about to come to light. And I'm about to show you guys when it comes to that GPS information that was released earlier today. Let's keep going, family.
And I told him, I really appreciate you sharing this information with me.
He didn't share nothing.
And he said, I wouldn't have told you if I didn't feel like your heart was in the right place.
He said, I wouldn't tell you if I didn't feel like your heart in the right place. He didn't really say nothing, bro. He said that he seen them over there. He believed there was Nolan over there fighting with them people. We already knew that. And we see Javion and Tracy trying to come out here and claim that it was them to take the attention off those white boys. But we are going to stay focused on them. It's nothing that y'all can do. Okay, Mississippi? I'm just letting y'all know. It don't matter how many black people that you trying to bring forward to speak on the behalf of Nolan. We don't want to hear them motherfuckers. We don't care what y'all saying. Our focus is on those 3 white boys that went radio silent. And they was the last person seen with Nolan Wells. We ain't forgot about y'all. You can stay quiet all you want. But the house is finna start come crashing and down on y'all. Guaranteed.
Then he says, you're welcome. Yes, I'm trying to get transcripts of Javon and Trayston's interviews to show you contradictions and errors.
Salute to the Tory Experience coming in with the $2 super chat. You are very logical, gentlemen. Den. Nobody can gaslight us. Not at all. Not at all, because they trying their best to gaslight us, but it won't work. It won't work. Y'all can stop. You're wasting your time sending your lapdogs out here to attack us. You can, the mainstream media, stop it with the lies. It won't work. I don't think you guys understand how strong we is and we moving as a unit. You can't pierce this. But salute to you, the Tory Experience, for the $2 super chat. I appreciate you. Let's see what the friend said.
And he said, I wouldn't have told you if I didn't feel like your heart was in the right place. Then he says, you're welcome. Yes, I'm trying to get transcripts of Javon and Trayston's interviews to show you contradictions and errors. Will follow up.
So he said, I'm trying to get the transcripts of Tracy and Javion's interview because it contradicts. Errors will follow up. Why are you hiding, sir? Why you just won't come out and say something? This is why it's so many conspiracy theories out here, so many narratives out here, because these friends are so goddamn sketchy. Nobody want to stand on business about their alleged friend Nolan Wells. I'm coming to the conclusion that Javion ain't have no goddamn friends. Ain't no way Javion had all these damn friends and everybody moving like this. Man, Nolan chose the wrong friends. He chose the wrong friends to have.
Predictions and errors will follow up. Yes, don't go so far into detail, but let people know that they're working on it, that if the information got out, it would taint the investigation, and start focusing your investigation towards his ride home, since at least one of his friends admitted he stayed behind and was now with his other friends. Javon and Trayston, it only makes sense to follow an alternative investigatory route, which assumes his ride to Horn is telling the truth. He also made sure to let me know that the investigators are handling this like pros, and that is very reassuring. What do you guys think about this? This potentially is a huge break in this case, and it's good to hear that the investigators are doing their job, and it seems like they might have an idea of a suspect. Secret Service Sam out. Samson for president of the world. Secret Service Sam.
Bring the suspects to the forefront. We need arrests. We need mug shots. I want to post a mug shot on my channel. I need to see mug shots. I need to see yellow jumpsuits. I won't be satisfied until I see a mug shot and yellow jumpsuits. Because if these was black boys doing this to a white boy, all 3 of those black boys will be arrested, booked, and processed, awaiting trial. Just that simple.
I'm here with a Nolan Xavier Wells update. And I want to address the video I put out about the person who reached out to me. I understand people in the comments are saying he's lying. I was not fully processing what he was telling me, and him trying to direct me in which way the investigation could go is kind of a red flag. Right. And then I now understand. See, I thought when he was saying the kids are lying who he rode back with, I was imagining the 3 white kids on the boat, and so I thought he was giving us that admission. But what is very odd about this whole situation, or maybe not odd, this is the American racism, is why is TMZ only interviewing black people? They're only interviewing Trayston. They're only interviewing Javon. They're only interviewing the black football coach. Why are we not hearing from any of these white kids? They're all lawyered up. They're protecting the truth, right?
You know why they not interviewing them. We know why. Keep the focus off the white boys. Let's turn down the racial temperature and put black faces out there. Let's send the black assistant coach, not the head coach, not the principal, not the teacher, not the college coach. Let's bring the assistant coach, the black guy. Yeah, go out there and tell them that it wasn't no racism at the school. It wasn't no racist tension. Yeah, the black guy, Tracy, go on the news media and lie like you Nolan Wells' best friend, even though the mother said she don't even know who the fuck you is, sir. She never met you. You never came over to the house. You went on that news network and said, hey, that wasn't Nolan, that was me. Javion sitting down doing a goddamn TMZ interview. Who told you to do that? You ain't speak to the family about nothing. All of a sudden, you on TMZ doing interviews. TMZ ain't asking no white person about do they think this is racist. It's all about black people because they still running their tired playbook of pushing black token people in front of us, thinking that that's going to sway us in the opposite direction. No, my focus is on those 3 white boys, those 3 white boys only.
And so I want you guys to know I'm just doing my best to articulate to you guys the information I'm getting. And I look at it as almost a lead. And I love everybody in the comments because you guys really help me, like, Sam, no, this guy's lying, this guy's lying. And I understand that when a majority of people are telling you something, you have to listen to that. So I believe you guys, and I thank you for your honesty. And another thing I want to point out, white people only need one black person to validate their racist thoughts or their truth or their narrative, but ignore the voices of thousands of other black people. So, for example, when you have somebody like a Stephen A. Smith or the one black guy on Fox News or an Officer Tatum who spews just blatant racism about black culture and black people, white people listen to that one person instead of taking the time to find out what the masses of black people are saying. And I just want you guys to know, I hear you. I'm just doing my best to get justice for Nolan, and I'm doing my best to weed through. I get so many different messages and emails, and the last thing I ever want to do is put out any misinformation. And I understand now in hindsight why the messages that guy sent me looks like he's trying to put the blame on the 2 black friends, right? Because that's easy. That's what white people have done throughout history, whether it's Emmett Till or anybody you could name. It's always putting the blame on the black person. And I am here to let you know that I'm not for that, and I am for getting the truth and justice for Nolan. I love you guys. Secret Service Sam out.
Yeah, and he touched on some good points with these token blacks, right? These racists like to put these, token blacks like your Officer Tater Tots, your Po Chops, your Mr. Potato Head, your Moose Face, right? They like to put them in front of us to try to justify their racism. Look, there's a black person. They agree with us. You think we listen to Officer Tater Tot? I can't believe that these racists still running this same playbook, sending their Sambo class out here to attack us, thinking that we are listening to them, taking any advice from them, when we know that they are sellouts. We know that they are tap dancing for you guys' validation. They means nothing to us. They are the scum of the earth when it comes to us. You're wasting your time. We are laughing at y'all tokens. We laughing at them. You think we taking them serious? You think that we taking somebody like this serious?
Launched a GoFundMe for in loving memory of Nolan Xavier Wells.
You think we taking somebody like that serious? All he doing is focusing on money. That's all he's doing. He's trying to paint a narrative about the family to try to sway public opinion, but it's not working, Po-Chop. I continue to tell these guys, y'all, that they have nothing to stand on. Nothing. Let's make fake AI videos about the family. Let's post about their GoFundMe. Right? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. But when Austin, right? When Jeff Metcalf come out with this, nobody bets an eye. I'm the only person talking about this. This is a new GoFundMe after raising almost $600,000. Nobody betting an eye. Nobody. But let's keep talking about GoFundMe. Salute to the family. Salute to the chat. We are in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that's the only playbook that they got. Let's run with the money narrative. Yeah, all this is about money. Yeah, they trying to get money. So you know what we can do now? We can say that they trying to come up off their son's death. Yeah, that'll get people to come our way. No, it's not going to work, idiot. Are you dumb?
Fight Plus News, I'm John Abba.
We're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking.
Last night, we would share breaking news in regards to Nolan Wells, as audio from a toll call made by his friends around 3 p.m. on July 4th, according to NBC News, would be released. Now, in an extended version of this call, we are now hearing where they were exactly when the call was made. According to now released audio and GPS graphics, they were on the western tip of Horn Island.
We're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking.
Now, as you know, we've been following the story, and what we have now noticed is that the call looks to be made in the same area Nolan's body was found 2 days later on Monday. As local outlet WLOX stated, around 8:45 a.m., Sheriff Ledbetter confirmed authorities received a call reporting a body found at the northwestern tip of Horn Island. The body was discovered by a U.S. Park Service ranger. Now, this clearly now gives us a better understanding that
look at this picture right here, family. Let's get the likes up, family. Let's get 500 likes. Let's get the likes up, family. Let's make the haters mad on this evening. Thank you guys for joining me on this evening. Thank you guys for joining me on this evening. Let's get the likes up, family. I appreciate every last single one of you guys. Salute to the chat. Salute to my channel members. Thank you guys so much. But pay attention to this picture. One black guy. One black guy. Not one white friend. Did an interview. Standing with the family. Made a post on social media saying rest in peace. Not one. None of these dudes. None of these dudes are standing up for their black friend. Soon as Nolan disappeared, they go home, act like ain't nothing happened. The first thing that they do is delete their social media. They innocent, right? They ain't had nothing to do with Nolan. Y'all got to stop that. Y'all got to stop lying on these white boys. These white boys ain't had nothing to do with Nolan, even though they was last seen with him. As you guys can look at the map, they found Nolan's body at the exact spot that their boat allegedly broke down. It had to get towed from that area. But they had nothing to do with this, guys. This is crazy. Y'all shouldn't even assume nothing like that. Y'all need to stop race baiting people. This is not about race. Nolan drowned. It's obvious he's drowned. Right? Even though all of his friends are in hiding right now, these are individuals he grew up with since childhood. And that's a good question. Why is he always in the middle of the picture? You know why? Because he's the token. He's the token. These boys was jealous of him because he was always with the white girls. The white girls love Nolan. And you know how insecure these white boys is when it comes to black men putting that soul pole inside of Becky. But I just want to pause it right here so you guys can take a good look at this picture right here. And you tell me that this has nothing to do with race. These are his honest friends. These are his good childhood friends, family. They love Nolan. They wouldn't hurt Nolan. They wouldn't. How dare y'all say something like that? Even though not one of them saying a goddamn word.
When the friends allegedly last seen Nolan at 3 p.m., they would make a call about the boat taking in water in needing of a tow. GPS data graphics would again also confirm they were located on the northwestern tip of the island. Now at 4:31 p.m., they would eventually be towed for about 2.7 miles out before returning to normal operation and headed back to land. Now after gathering all this information, it now seems for some that Nolan's incident, given that his body was found in the same area, had to have happened between the call at 3 p.m. when they stated to last seeing him and when they would be towed away at 4:31 p.m.
Wow.
Now, another thing that would stand out in the audio and raise suspicions is that the dispatcher would ask the boat's operator if everyone on board was in good health. And in response to that, he would go on to say, yeah, everybody is on board.
We're sinking. Can y'all please come?
And is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's on board.
Now, what is hard to understand for some is if they waited for a tow to help them leave the island, why did they continue having no contact with Nolan, given that they were all friends and this towing incident seemed like an emergency? Also, according to the released GPS graphics, it does not appear that the boat was too far out for them to see or be near the shoreline. Again, this would happen as they reportedly had Nolan's phone on the boat, and that Nolan allegedly wanted to stay back to speak with a girl he just met. Now on Wednesday, Nolan's family representatives would speak to the Mississippi DA to hear the latest. They would go on to admit that not much new information was shared, but that the DA will be presenting evidence to a grand jury to declare how the mysterious death of Wells should move forward. Now, despite a seemingly positive meeting with the DA, not everyone is letting up. Former Mississippi Judge Carlos Moore, who would go viral for sharing his reaction to the case, would return back to his Facebook and would issue a warning to anyone fully trusting the DA, Angel McIlrath. According to Moore, his past run-in with McIlrath, as according to him, was a bad experience, as she failed to get an indictment for an incident that clearly should have gotten one.
Day 11.
And I want you guys to understand what you guys just listened to. The boys stated that they last seen Nolan at 3 o'clock p.m. They called dispatch and said, everybody's on the boat. Everybody's in good health. Everybody is on the boat. Everybody. They towed the boat back to land at 4:15 p.m. Nolan wasn't with them. And they last seen Nolan at 3 p.m. So from 3 p.m. to 4:15 p.m. when they was towed back to shore, I asked the question again. What happened to Nolan? Oh, Nolan went back and talked to a girl he just met. Yeah, he wanted to stay back and he kept his phone on the boat. Allegedly, some of the friends have called Katie and Katie confirmed that, hey, he wasn't with me. He wasn't with me. So I told you guys, it's a gray area between 3 o'clock to 4:15 in this made up story of Katie. Let's just throw that out the window. I know they're going to keep running with this girl, this alleged girl. It's not. We have to keep it between 3 o'clock and 4:15. When they was towed away from that island at 4:15 and they stated that they last seen Nolan at 3, what was Nolan at between 3 and 4:15? Because you called in the tow and the dispatcher asked you, is everybody good on the boat? You said yes. You didn't say, hey, one of my friends is missing. One of my friends drowned. One of my friends fell overboard. You said everybody is fine. That's what you said. Let's replay it. I want to replay that.
To that, he would go on to say, yeah, everybody is on board.
We're sinking. Can y'all please come?
And is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's on board.
Yeah, everybody's on board. Yeah, everybody's on board. Nobody drowned. Nobody jumped in the water. Nobody got off the boat to go sightseeing. Nobody got off to go look for a girl named Katie. He told the dispatchers, yeah, everybody's good. Everybody's here. The boat is sinking. So when they came and told y'all, where was Nolan? Trying to be patient.
Was a bad experience as she failed to get an indictment for an incident that clearly should have gotten one.
Let's get the lights up, family.
And there has still been no arrest. To me, that is unacceptable. That is unacceptable because we know on day one, had there been 3 young black men to return to the mainland from an island and 1 white young man left there who disappeared, who died under suspicious circumstances, we know within 1 day of beginning an investigation, with all the suspicious activity that we know that have occurred here, if it occurred in that situation, we know that there would have been arrest.
Yeah, they'd be arrested and their pictures would be blasted all over social media. If 3 black boys came back to shore without their white friend and they end up pulling their white friend a day later out of the ocean, and didn't nobody know shit, everybody deleting pictures, deleting their social media, yeah, those boys will be in custody right now, answering to a judge with no bond. We already know this.
By now. So it's still unacceptable to me that no arrests at all have been made for any particular crime. And I've laid out a litany of potential crimes that members of law enforcement, if they were doing their jobs unbiasedly and thoroughly, could have made by now, but they refused to do so. The family has been calling for transparency all this time, so I don't know why you would keep them in the dark last week that you were doing an investigation when somebody who knows how it's done calls you out on Sunday night, early one Monday morning, you decide to tell everybody that you're doing an investigation. So thank you, DA McElrath. We've been wondering what you have been up to the past few days. So now we know, because I don't play. School had recess. I do not play. I don't even play the radio. Those folks know me. They know me well. And if I say it, I mean it. And so I see today, not only did she had announced earlier this week that she was going to work with, or was working with the Jackson County Sheriff's Department, she met with the family and their counsel and gave them an update and told them that she will be presenting all of the evidence to a Jackson County grand jury. That is a step in the right direction. But is it a step in the right direction because we had to call her hand? Had she planned to do that all along? I had the unfortunate experience of meeting the DA, McElrath, back in 2019 when I was a partner with the Cochran firm. And Toussaint Diamond Sims was killed by a Morris Point Police Department officer on August the 8th, 2019. It was caught on video. There were several witnesses that said that young man had nothing in his hands when he was shot 5 times in the back by that Morris Point cop. 5 times in the back, nothing in his hands. DA McElrath presented all that evidence, overwhelming evidence, and she still could not secure an indictment of that officer in Jackson County.
And they want us to sit around and wait on evidence. They want us to sit around and wait on evidence. Wait on the autopsy, even though the medical examiner got a history. I'm talking about a long history of lying about Black Death, and y'all want us to sit around and wait on these people to give us justice. This judge, this former judge, is calling out the DA, the prosecutor, everybody that's down there. He's asking the real questions. Why ain't nobody arrested? It's 11 days later. Now, one person is in custody. You keep talking about that. We got this suspect. We talking to this person. We got evidence. So obviously y'all got something if y'all bringing it to the grand jury. Obviously. So why are y'all not presenting this to the public? And every mainstream media platform is blurring out those white boys' faces. Every one of them. Even TMZ. But they got Nolan face blasted everywhere. Karmelo Anthony face blasted everywhere. But those three white boys, they keep their identity hid. And they want us to keep their attention away from them. It's not going to happen.
So before everybody goes and starts singing her praises, let's make sure she's not going to do another sham presentation to the grand jury. And we know that you can present things to various grand juries until you get an indictment. It's mighty funny that the regular saying is you can indict a ham sandwich. With all that evidence, after someone was killed in 2019, and I happened to represent the family at that time as a partner in the Cochran firm, and I met with her as well as the family, similar to what happened today, so I've been through that process with her. She will offer you sweet tea. She's a nice, good Southern belle, but can she get you justice? We're not going to sleep on you, Amy. Angel, excuse me. We're not going to sleep on you. This time, we expect you to present the evidence in a manner like you present it in other situations.
Oh, she ain't got no choice. She better, because all eyes is on you, Miss Lady. All eyes is on you. All eyes leads to Mississippi.
That you can secure an indictment or indictments. I do know you don't have to be indicted for anything to be arrested. All of this evidence is out there now. It should have been presented to a judge by now. Some of it for probable cause to make some arrest.
Right.
Some of it to get the search warrants.
Exactly.
I am not about any dilatory tactics. You're not going to punt the ball and put it on the grand jury. Certain folks need to be arrested now. If there's so much evidence. Evidently, there's enough evidence for the FBI to now be involved. Evidently, there's enough evidence now for the DA to announce that she's going to present things to the grand jury. There's nothing to present to a grand jury if there's an accidental drowning. An accidental drowning under no suspicious circumstances would not require a presentation to a grand jury.
Exactly.
And the DA could make that call herself. So evidently, there's something not clean in the milk.
Exactly, because if it was just a drowning, you won't need to present nothing to the grand jury. It's a drowning, right? No foul, no harm. So obviously, these lady is hiding something. It's very obvious what they're doing, but every time I go on social media and I look at the mainstream media, they trying to sway us somewhere else. Go over here. Stop making it about race. Put all these black people in front of us. We've been talking to this person. We even heard the sheriff say, hey, we talked to everybody. Okay, where is the arrest? Nobody's in custody. I haven't seen not one mugshot yet. And I'm pissed off I ain't seen no mugshot. I'm ready to post a mugshot.
There's something not clean in the milk, and they know it. But yet and still, because of privilege or whatever, there has been no arrest, and we are day 11 post July the 4th.
11 days.
When Nolan Wells was first reported missing.
Yep.
Now, I'm the people's judge, and I shoot it to you straight with no chaser. That is unacceptable.
Yes, indeed.
It's unacceptable.
I agree.
You think we're going to sing your praises because you put on a dog and pony show. You can say the right thing. You can be courteous. But the Mississippi I know, the Jackson County I know, they will smile in your face and serve you 2 glasses of sweet tea and still stab you in the back.
Yep.
I can talk about them because that's where I'm from.
Now, the fact that this has even escalated to be presented to a grand jury would also hint to more that a simple drowning must not have taken place.
Exactly.
Let's talk about it more in the comments below. Now that we're identifying that the call to get towed matches the same location where Nolan's body was found 2 days later, that this has even escalated to be presented to a grand jury would also hint to more that a simple drowning must not have taken place. Let's talk about it more in the comments below. Now that we're identifying that the call to get towed matches the same location where Nolan's body was found, drowning must not have taken place. Find that
the call matches up to the exact place that Nolan's body was found. The 911 dispatch call that we just heard, family, matches up to the exact spot where Nolan's body was recovered. There's no arrests, no suspects that we know of. These people is trying to run to a grand jury without providing any type of goddamn evidence to us. Show us the evidence, ma'am. Who is the goddamn suspects in this case? How you just gonna run to a grand jury and you're not gonna tell the public what you got? The family have not even heard from this lady. She says she working with the family, but what do you got? We want to see. I told you guys, this is crashing down on them right now. Those 3 white boys got something coming for them. While everybody's trying to come out and cape for them, defend them, Judge Ashley Cole making a bold statement trying to defend her stepson, saying that Nolan made the decision to stay left behind. But you left one important part out, Judge. They last seen Nolan at 3:00 p.m. That's their statement. They was told at 3:15. Where was Nolan between that time, Judge? And not only that, the exact location where the call came from is the exact location that they found Nolan's body. So what did they do after they called 911 dispatcher and talking about something wrong with their boat? Did they fuck up their boat on purpose after they dropped his body in the ocean after doing whatever they did to his body, allegedly? And then call for a rescue to come tow them back so they can have an alibi? Because it's still a gray area between 3:00 and 4:15, family. You're looking at the map right now. This is the map. They pinged the cell phone call from the dispatchers in the same location that they pulled Nolan bodies out. But let's not hold these white boys accountable, right? Judge Ashley Cole said, hey, let's put the attention towards the Anthony's family. Yeah, we doing that, but we keeping the attention on you, bitch, and your son. Sometimes I get confused, like, who the fuck do they think we is? The way they talk to us and way they trying to manipulate, I be thinking like, do they really believe we dumb or something? Like, do these people really sit down like, yeah, we're going to just send this to the blacks and the blacks going to agree with it and the blacks going to send that black man out there and run with this, say it's not about this, don't talk about this. Yeah, that's going to change the blacks' mind. Huh? Are y'all this stupid? Like, all this stupidity that's coming out really angers me. It really pisses me off. How they trying to talk to us like we stupid. We don't know what we talking about. Again, let me play this part one more time.
Let's talk about it more in the comments below. Now that we're identifying that the call to get towed matches the same location where Nolan's body was found 2 days later.
The call matches the exact location his body was found. As you guys can see right here at the red dot. Body found at Northwest Tip. That's where his body was found. Horn Island is right here. This red dot is where his body was found. This is where the 911 call was at. Was it their alibi? Did they did something to their boat to get towed? I need answers, man. I need answers. And Judge, I hope that DA put some charges or something on that Judge Ashley lady. I'm still feeling some type of way about what she said. She don't get away with what she did. She don't, family. These people try to talk to us like we stupid. But it's time for us to drown out the lies. And I told you that it's closing down on them now, family. They don't know what to do. They shaking in their boots. And it's a reason why those boys went radio silent. It's a reason why. Because if there was innocent and they had nothing to do with this, it would be no reason for them to not speak to the public if Nolan was their childhood friend. I want to make sure I put their pictures up because the mainstream media is trying to cover up their face. So I want to make sure that I do my part to continue to blast their faces out there. Every opportunity that I get, I want to make sure that I highlight every last single one of these childhood friends that love Nolan Wells so much. Y'all love Nolan. I looked at the protests out there. I ain't seen not one of y'all out there. Not one. I'm seeing all these TMZ articles, interviews. None of y'all. Judge Ashley talking about some, I'm sorry for deleting my social media. You're not sorry, ma'am. You just sorry you got caught. They parked their boat behind your house, allegedly, Judge. And they cleaned that boat out at 3 o'clock in the morning, knowing damn well that their boat was going to be used for evidence. But they cleaned that boat out. They got out there to the island just fine. All of a sudden, their boat broke down. Gotcha. And Nolan's body was picked up. Think about this, family. They said that Nolan walked off with a girl. How did they get Nolan's body out the same location that y'all call 911? I thought Nolan left with the girl. I thought Nolan left. 3 o'clock to 3:15. Nobody got nothing to say. 3 o'clock to 4:15. What happened to Nolan? That's all I want to know. They sent in evidence to the grand jury without alerting the public. We deserve to know, what do y'all got? Why are y'all hiding this? The lies must stop now. They must be stopped. We are going to continue to be an advocate for Nolan Wells, and we are going to be an advocate for Karmelo Anthony. Nolan Wells will get justice. These people are liars. These people are devils. And I want you guys to take a real good look at these individuals. And y'all remember that audio that we played on yesterday of that young girl stated that, hey, matter of fact, I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm just going to play it. I'm not even going to talk about it. I just want to play it real quick, family.
This attempt to build a full timeline. Horn Island.
I want you guys to listen to.
Disgusting. Xavier Wells.
Listen to her.
And Nicole Everything has this amazing audio.
And so Wyatt was like, Nolan, get on the boat. Like, come on, we're leaving. And Nolan was talking to that girl, Katie McCormick. And he was like, oh, I'm just going to go back. I'm like, oh, TikTok only lets you send 1 minute video.
I know.
But he was like, oh, I'm just going to go back with Katie.
He was like, I'm going to go back with Katie. Katie, you need to come to the forefront because they lying on your name. Everybody is putting the blame on you, Katie. Everybody is saying that Nolan was last seen with you, Katie, you need to come to the forefront and speak on your behalf, because a lot of these people are using you as a scapegoat. Is it true or not, Katie?
And we'll be right behind y'all. We were all going to the same house, the same place. He was like, I'll be right behind y'all. Y'all go ahead without me. I'll see y'all at, like, I'm literally going to be right behind y'all, whatever.
Here come the cry. Here come the cries.
He's just gonna go with Katie, whatever. Well, then everybody got back in, and we were all at Ava's house, and Wyatt was like, "Where's Nolan?" He was like, "Isn't he coming with Katie and them?" And they were like, "Yeah." And Warren was like, "Let me call him and ask where he is." Or Warren was like, "I have his phone. Like, somebody call Katie and ask where he is." And then they called Katie.
They don't even know this.
And that's when they found out that Nolan never went with her either.
Nolan never went with her either. This young lady said, "What called Katie?" And Katie said, "He never went with me. He wasn't with me." So why are y'all still using Katie as a scapegoat? Let's keep going.
She said that Nolan never went with her.
No one never went with her.
That Nolan never went with her either. She said that Nolan never went with her, and so no one knows what happened. Like, literally no one knows what happened to him.
She said, literally, no one knows what happened. Really? No one knows? Like, these people really saying this. These people really saying no one knows what happened. No one knows what happened. But all of y'all are saying that he went talking to some girl. That's what the mainstream media is running with. Mainstream media is running with it. The white supremacists is running with it. The Sambos is running with it. Everybody is running with this narrative that he went off to talk to a girl. That's all I hear. But the actual girl that this young lady said that she called, Katie said, "I never seen him. He's not with me." She confirmed it and said, Watt said, "Hey, what Nolan at?" How you don't know what Nolan at? And Nolan was last seen with you on the boat at 3 p.m. And then from 3 p.m. to 4:15, when y'all got told back to land, Nolan wasn't with y'all. After you told Dishbacks that everybody was good, A-OK on the boat. You told Dishbacks that everybody was A-OK on that boat. You didn't say, "Hey, my friend drowning. My friend gone. I don't know where my friend is. He walked off with some girl, but it's just us. We're good. Don't forget my friend. Hey, Nolan, we about to go. They finna tow us back." And then they go pick up his body at the exact location that y'all called the 911 dispatcher. Yeah, let's not make this about race. Gotcha. I gotcha.
Z video that isn't sitting right in my.
I got you, family. All of this makes sense. But I do want to update you guys on this right here. Daniel, real quick. Daniel Irvin. Family, please pay close attention to your black teenage boys and girls. One more young brother went swimming with his white friends and ended up dead. They never called his parents. They covered it up. This took place in Texas.
Daniel Irving was an honor roll student. He was a member of his swim team. He was a strong, healthy, young athlete. For these two suspects to say he drowned and they left, doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. Something smells off to us. If it's an accident, why hide the clothes? Why flee the scene? Why toss Daniel Irving's cell phone out the car?
They evil.
Better yet, why do you have Daniel Irving's cell phone? Why go home and delete every text message, every communication? If you have nothing to hide and it's an accident, why delete the evidence? Why delete the text? Those are the answers we demand.
That sounds very familiar, family.
An accident.
And this is he's asking the right question, right? And this is our good brother, Daniel Irvin. May he rest in peace. A 19-year-old kid in Texas that went swimming with his white friend. Y'all know y'all love y'all white friends. His white friend. He allegedly drowned. Guess what his white friend do? Right? Guess what his white friend do? You know, these white friends right here y'all like to hang out with. Yeah, but guess what Daniel Irvin's white friends do? They didn't call 911 to get Daniel help. They took off Daniel's clothes, threw it in a tree. They got Daniel's phone, deleted all communication with him out of his phone, drove off, threw the phone out the car, and fled the scene. And they tried to label this death as a accidental drowning. A dude that was on the swim team. And the attorney right here asking very good questions. If you innocent, why did you flee the scene? Why did you take his clothes off? Think about how demonic you have to be. A dead body in front of you. Your friend just drowned, allegedly. I think you did something to him, in my opinion. And you gonna take his clothes off and throw it in on a tree? And the first thing you do is delete the video and take his phone? Sounds very familiar to the Nolan case. Those 3 boys left Nolan out there to die. Took his phone and went home and act like ain't nothing happened. Same thing that this guy did. And keep this in mind, family. They didn't arrest Lucas until 3 months later. So Lucas, right here, as you can see on the screen, was living his best life as he played a hand, allegedly, in his black friend drowning. But let's not make this about race, family. Of course not. Of course not. This has nothing to do with race. Y'all race baiting people. Family, y'all need to stop race baiting people.
DMZ.
Right?
Lions Den.
They have
But you got,
launched a GoFundMe.
You got people like this.
For in loving memory of
Listen to this
Nolan
clown. And I want you to look at this
Wells.
picture.
They're up to about $650,000 on this GoFundMe. There's a report that Byron Allen, black billionaire, media mogul, has donated $100,000 to the Nolan Wells GoFundMe. This thing, I think, will get to $1 million. They got a goal of 750, but they just keep raising the goal every time they reach it, and it gets higher. You know, it may have started out at like $50,000, but now they're all the way up to the goal is $750,000, and I would suspect by the end of the day they'll have a goal of $850,000 because they'll surpass the $700,000 mark or whatever. It's troubling. Is what the only thing I can call this.
No, that wasn't his clothes he took off when he got in the water. They said he took his clothes off. He admitted that to the police. He took Daniel's clothes off and threw them in a tree.
Troubling that they're following in a pattern.
Listen to what they doing to this family.
We saw from Karmelo Anthony's family. My black child has died, and I'm owed reparations. I'm owed some sort of financial settlement because my black child died in proximity to a white person.
So why did the Metcalfs raise over $600,000 for their son's death, but you're not bringing this up? You interview him, Pochop. Where that energy at? Where that energy at, fat boy?
And I get to launch a charity off of this tragedy, and that money will help soothe the pain of the loss of my child. And I get the pretense of the argument would be, well, I've got to have money to buy the kind of justice that I want for my child. I guess the argument would be that Mississippi is so racist that if I don't have money to spread around, I can't get Mississippi, law enforcement in Mississippi to pursue the truth. But there's also the other argument that some people could make.
Tell
'Cause
them.
if I don't have money, I can't manipulate the truth. I
Right.
can't produce the truth
Right.
that I want. And so let me start a GoFundMe.
Right.
Maybe I'll use some of it to improve my life.
Maybe so.
Maybe I'll use some of it to make sure I get.
Maybe so. I agree. I agree with you saying about the Wells family. You absolutely right. Mm-hmm. Keep preaching.
That tells the truth or supports my narrative. But this seems like the way that we're headed, and I'm pointing to Karmelo Anthony as like he laid the blueprint.
Karmelo laid the blueprint.
But maybe
Yep.
I should point even further back.
Uh-huh.
That this has been the point of the entire Black Lives Matter movement from the get-go.
Oh, okay, Jason. Okay. I agree. I agree with you, Jason. Everything that you just said, I agree with. You know what, Jason? I'm going to use your words and I'm going to put it on the Metcalf's family. You said that Nolan Wells family that raised $600,000 because they have to spend a lot of money trying to get justice for their family, that they're using their child death for a come up to better their lives. And what you're looking at right here, Pochop, is what your beloved white zaddy raised for his son. I am Jeff Metcalf. My son, Austin, was tragically stabbed today at school track meet. 600 grand. And not only that, Jason, you want me to tell you how greedy this motherfucker is, Jason? He making another one. Just a few days ago, he made another one. He made another one, Jason. He's a sick individual. And you want to talk about Karmelo Anthony and the Wells family? Salute to the family. Salute to the chat. Thank you guys for joining me on this evening. Family, this is crazy. The lies that these people continue to spread about Karmelo Anthony and Nolan Wells, right? Because they know what happened to them was unjust. They know that this guy that, he didn't just randomly wind up in a lake and drown and nobody know nothing. So they trying to target the family right now by making fake AI videos, having one of their girls gone wild with triple D's, but he's a man, by the way, Pochop. Make false narrative that this family is trying to use Nolan Wells' death to come up on some money. The mother is a practitioner. She's successful. I don't know what the father do, but I'm pretty sure that he got a good job as well. They don't need to have a come up off their family, but they have to push this narrative because they black people. And if you want to discredit black people, bring up some money. Push the narrative that the black people are trying to use their family as a come up. Because we don't have no argument. We don't have nothing to stand on right now. So the only thing that we can really harper on is a GoFundMe. The same shit that white people do. Jeff Metcalf made about 3 GoFundMes. Fox News promoted it, so you can't say it's a lie. It's on Fox News channel. I played it yesterday. I can play it right now if you think I'm lying. Fox News promoted their GoFundMe. It was at 100 grand last year. Salute to From Downtown coming in with the $5 super chat. Remember, LeVar Ball said the only thing Jason Whitlock can tell him about is a cheeseburger. No, I'm just playing, a snack. Exactly. No, I remember that. I do remember that. From Downtown. He got on Jason Whitlock. Especially on, I think it was on Callan Hurd's show. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was on Callan Hurd's show. That's what it was. He said Jason Whitlock can't tell him nothing about a snack. Yeah, bro. Like, I just want you guys to stop thinking that we stupid, that you can just tell us anything and we just gonna run with y'all narrative. It won't work. We know that y'all are liars. We know the history of you guys. We know the history of you white supremacists. We know the history of you Sambos. I don't know why y'all still waste y'all time sending y'all Sambos out. We gonna laugh at them. I'm gonna target them for sure. I'm gonna bring them to the forefront. I'm going to discuss the Sambos that lie on my people. Absolutely. I'm not running away from the smoke. You lie about my people, I see you later on the live stream. Let's have that conversation. Let's see if you really telling the truth. But to sum up this whole entire live stream, family, Nolan Wells' body was found at the exact location that those three white boys called for help to get their boat towed. But nobody know what happened. They last seen him at 3 p.m. These are their words. They was towed back to land at 4:15. That's an hour and 15-minute gray area. The Katie girl said he wasn't with her. So they can't run with that narrative. Y'all heard what the Lily Gabby said. The mediocre white woman said that, he drowned. You can take that to the bank. That's what white people want to push this narrative to be. This is what they want to do. They hoping that it was a drowning, so they won't hold these three white boys accountable. They hoping. You want to know why I know that?
Nolan Wells drowned. Why are people so quick to blame his friends?
His white friends left him alone on an island 12 miles off the coast without his phone.
The sheriff said he chose to stay. It's a tragedy, not a crime.
They left and went back without Nolan. From what we understand, he chose to stay there.
Yeah, that's called shifting blame onto the victim.
Come on, the sheriff investigated.
Before the autopsy results came back, and there's a viral video of a heated argument on the island that day that authorities are now actively investigating.
People argue at parties all the time.
Listen, if three black boys left a white boy alone on an island without his phone and he turned up dead, would the sheriff be going on Good Morning America blaming the victim? Black people make up 35% of missing persons cases in the FBI database and receive only 7 to 11% of media coverage. This story only went national because the internet demanded it.
So the system isn't just failing Nolan.
It's working exactly as designed.
Say his name.
Nolan Xavier Wells.
Nolan Xavier Wells.
Nolan Xavier Wells is his name, by the way. That's his name. And what those good old white folks just demonstrated you is the narrative that they're pushing. He's drowned. He drowned. Yeah, that's it. That's the story. That's it. That's all. Stop talking about anything else outside of that. Nolan Wells drowned. Somebody knows something, family. That's all I know. Somebody knows something. And we are going to get to the bottom of it, family. But before we get up out of here, family, I want you guys to spam the chat with rest in peace to Nolan, free Karmelo Anthony. Shout out to the family. I appreciate you guys for joining me on this evening. Thank you guys so much. Shout out to the family. Shout out to my channel members. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Thank you guys to the family that contribute to the platform. I appreciate you guys. I will not stop until we get justice. The lies must stop now. The manipulation must stop now. The gaslighting must stop now. Rest in peace to Nolan. Free our brother Karmelo Anthony. Rest in peace to Daniel. We got y'all back, brother. Trust me. If nobody else got y'all back,